I cannot wait to inject this creatine. I'm gonna get absolutely huge. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Ignore that, mate. Today's video, we're gonna be talking all things creatine. What is it? How does it work? Does it actually work? Is it a steroid? What are the side effects? Does it cause hair loss? Don't worry, mate, I've got you guys covered. I really appreciate if you like today's video, subscribe if you're not already, and let's get into it. I've just realised that intro made me look more like a heroin addict than anything else, which I'm not, by the way, just to clarify, because you don't even inject steroids into your arm, mate. You do it normally into your bum or your thigh, but I'm gonna get my bum out on camera. Don't know, just thought it was pretty funny intro. Firstly, what actually is creatine? Creatine is a substance that's found naturally in your muscle cells and helps your muscles to produce more energy when you're doing things like heavy weight lifting or any sort of high intensity exercise. Creatine is literally just an amino acid. You get it from eating foods such as lots of meats and fish, and then it's also naturally produced in your body by your kidney and liver. But the reason to supplement it is because you can't get optimal amounts of creatine from just alone eating food and your body naturally producing it. You'd have to eat insane amounts of meat, mate, to get the creatine stores optimal for kind of working out. Creatine is stored in your muscles in the form of phosphocreatine, so when you supplement creatine, you're increasing your stores of phosphocreatine. Basically, all this is a form of stored energy in your cells, and it helps your body to produce more of a high energy molecule called ATP. Just think as ATP as your body's energy. When you have more ATP, you can perform better when you're doing exercise. So the main benefits of taking creatine are to increase your muscle mass, improve your strength, as well as improve exercise performance. So no, creatine is not a steroid. That was just a joke at the start, so do not worry. If you take creatine, you are still completely natural, mate. So how does creatine actually work and help to get us these benefits? Simplified, all supplementing creatine is doing is giving your body more energy to work out. For example, let's say I'm at the gym and I'm doing 3 sets of 10 on the bench press with 60 kg, and 10 reps is the maximum that I can get at the moment. But then I start to supplement creatine and I'm increasing my phosphocreatine stores in my muscles. That then means that my body can produce more ATP, giving my muscles more energy to lift the weights. So let's say I've taken creatine for 2 weeks, it's in my system now, I've got more stores of phosphocreatine, I go to the gym again to do the 3 sets, 10 reps with 60 kg, it might mean that I'm able to get 12 reps because I've now got increased ATP, so your body's energy, which enables me to get an extra couple of reps out, which in turn might mean that I build a little bit more muscle. And that is pretty much it. That is how creatine works. It's basically, just simplified, giving your body more energy so that you can do more reps in the gym, lift more weight. But it's nothing crazy. It's not like actually taking steroids. You're not going to see crazy gains in strength and muscle mass, like we're talking a few percentages here. But it does really work. It's one of the most scientifically tested supplements out there. It's got so much scientific research behind it that proves that it does work and it is effective. So if there's one supplement that you're gonna take, that's definitely up there. Furthermore, another benefit of creatine is that around 5% of creatine is actually stored in your brain, and there's scientific research out there to show that supplementing creatine may improve your brain health as well as help to prevent neurological diseases, which is just an added bonus, mate, isn't it? But are there any negative side effects of taking creatine? Whoa, the answer is no, mate. There's a lot of bullshit out there, but I'm telling you now, there is nothing to be worried about. Firstly, you got the rumour that it causes hair loss. Don't know where that came from. Well, actually I do know where that came from. There's been one study done, one, bear in mind, like in the whole history of humanity, where I think it was rugby players took a load of creatine and they took like too much as well, and basically it showed that some of them got increased levels of DHT, and that is basically hormone in your body that is linked to causing hair loss if you have increased levels of DHT. But that's one study done ever, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like me saying, oh, fucking apples and bananas, people had 10 apples and bananas a day and it increased levels of DHT, and therefore eating apples and bananas contributes to hair loss. So it's negligible, mate. Saying that creatine causes hair loss doesn't. If your mate's telling you that, it's just bullshit, mate. Hair loss is pretty much, obviously taking steroids can cause hair loss, but other than that, it's just genetics. Then another common one is that it can cause liver and kidney damage. Again, as far as I'm aware, there isn't any actual scientific kind of backing to kind of say that that is true, especially if you just take the recommended amount of creatine. Maybe if you just take fucking bagfuls a day, mate, and get it down you, might not be good, but as long as you're taking normal amounts, you're gonna be sound, mate. And if you do have any pre-existing liver or kidney conditions, it might just be worth consulting your doctor to double check, but you're probably gonna be all good. How to take creatine and how much should you take? There's quite a lot of confusion about this, so I'm just gonna set it straight for you now, mate. In terms of how much you should take, go for 5 grams a day, every day, mate. That's more than enough, perfect amount. You're gonna see the benefits of it from taking that amount. You don't need to take any more, you don't need to take any less. 5 grams a day, perfect, mate. Do you need to do a loading phase when taking creatine? So all that is where you take 20 grams a day for 7 days, and the point of that is basically just to get it in your system quicker. So yeah, you're gonna see the effects of it quicker, basically. You can do it if you want. You don't need to, mate. It's personal preference at the end of the day, but it doesn't really matter. Just means it gets in your system, you know, a couple of weeks quicker maybe. Another thing just to be aware of when taking creatine is that it increases your water weight. So when you take creatine, you could see the scales jump up because of an increase in water weight. It's not because of an increase in body fat. So you can take creatine when you're cutting and bulking. Don't worry, if you're cutting, you're losing weight and the scale goes up when you start taking creatine, because it's just water weight, mate. It's not body fat, because creatine draws water into your muscle cells, that's why. And that can actually make you look a bit bigger, to be fair. So, do you know what I mean? Not necessarily a bad thing, mate. So yeah, I think that is everything on creatine, guys. I hope I've answered all the kind of common questions that people have, and this was kind of informative in terms of whether you decide to take creatine or not. But yeah, I would recommend taking it. It is a good supplement, mate. If you do want to pick up some creatine, click the link in my bio, use code WEST, mate, and you can get it from My Protein. But yeah, you can get it from anywhere, to be honest. It's good value for money as well. Creatine is cheap as chips, mate. You can get it flavoured, but that's a bit more expensive, so I just recommend going unflavoured and just put it in a shake. You can have it with water or with juice, whatever, mate. And yeah, that's it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.